The real question isn't whether this amulet works, it's whether you believe. From the moment humans first began carving symbols into stone, bone, and metal, belief has been at the center of everything. Long before science explained the world, people relied on faith, intention, and meaning to survive uncertainty. Amulets were never just decorations. They were answers to fear, hope shaped into a form you could touch, hold, and carry close to your heart. Across cultures and centuries, amulets have appeared again and again. In ancient Egypt, scarabs were worn for rebirth and protection. In Rome, soldiers carried charms into battle to guard their lives. In South Asia, tuis were tied with prayers for safety and fortune. Different shapes, different materials, different rituals, but the same foundation, belief. Not belief forced by proof, but belief chosen by the individual. People often ask, does this amulet really work? Does it actually protect? Does it really attract luck, love, or success? But these questions miss the deeper truth. An amulet does not work the way a machine works. It does not flip a switch and change reality instantly. Its power is subtle, personal, and deeply psychological. The amulet becomes a symbol of intention, and intention is one of the strongest forces a human can possess. When you believe in something, your behavior changes. You stand differently. You speak differently. You act with more confidence. Fear loses its grip. Doubt softens. The amulet does not remove challenges from your path, but it changes how you walk that path. It reminds you that you are not helpless, that you have chosen meaning over chaos. Think about it. Two people can wear the same amulet. One sees it as a meaningless object. The other sees it as a shield, a guide, a reminder of strength. Who feels more powerful? Who faces life with more calm? The object has not changed, but the belief has. And belief shapes perception, perception shapes decisions, and decisions shape destiny. This is why skeptics and believers will never fully agree. Skeptics search for external proof, measurable outcomes, controlled experiments. Believers look inward, toward experience, emotion, and transformation. Neither side is wrong. They are simply asking different questions. Science asks how the world works. Belief asks how we work within the world. An amulet is not meant to replace effort. It does not excuse laziness or avoid responsibility. Instead, it supports action. It strengthens resolve. When worn with intention, it becomes a ritual. Touching it before a difficult moment, holding it during fear, focusing on it during doubt, these small acts center the mind. And a centered mind is powerful. Many people underestimate the role of the mind in shaping outcomes. Placebo is often used as an insult, as if something that works through belief is somehow fake. But placebo itself proves something extraordinary. The mind can influence the body, emotions, and perception in measurable ways. If belief can reduce pain, calm anxiety, and improve performance, why couldn't it also influence confidence, luck, and decision-making? The amulet is a tool. Like meditation, prayer, or affirmation, it provides focus. It externalizes an inner promise. Every time you see it, you remember who you want to be and what you are working toward. Over time, that reminder becomes habit, and habit becomes identity. In moments of uncertainty, humans naturally look for anchors. Some find them in religion, some in logic, some in routine. Others find them in symbols. The amulet is one such symbol. It carries stories, traditions, and personal meaning. Even if two amulets look the same, their power is never identical, because belief is always personal. There is also comfort in carrying something physical. In a world that feels unpredictable, an amulet offers a sense of continuity. It is there in good times and bad times. Silent, constant, unchanging. That stability matters more than people realize. It gives the mind something solid to return to when everything else feels uncertain. Ask yourself this: when you believe you are protected, do you take smarter risks? When you believe you are lucky, do you notice opportunities more easily? When you believe you are guided, do you trust your instincts more? Belief does not bend reality, but it bends attention. And attention determines what you see, what you miss, and what you choose. This is why the real question isn't whether this amulet works. The real question is whether you believe enough to let it work through you. Without belief, it is only an object. With belief, it becomes a mirror reflecting your intention back at you. Some people fear belief because it feels irrational. They worry about being fooled, about trusting something intangible. But belief does not require blind faith. It requires awareness. You can believe while still understanding that the amulet is a symbol. In fact, that understanding often makes the belief stronger, not weaker. Symbols have always guided humanity. Flags inspire loyalty. Rings represent commitment. Uniforms signal authority. None of these objects have power on their own, yet they move people to action, sacrifice, and courage. Amulets work in the same way, on a more personal and intimate level. So when someone asks you, does that amulet really work, you don't need to argue. You don't need to convince. You can simply smile and ask them a different question. Do you believe in the power of intention? Do you believe the mind shapes experience? Do you believe symbols can influence behavior? If the answer is yes, then the amulet already makes sense. Belief is not about escaping reality. It is about engaging with it more fully. It is about choosing meaning over randomness. The amulet becomes a quiet companion on that journey, reminding you of what you stand for, what you hope for, and what you are willing to work toward. In the end, the amulet does not decide your fate. You do, but belief can sharpen your choices, steady your emotions, and strengthen your resolve. And sometimes, that is all the magic you need. This is Fate and Amulets, where symbols meet intention, and belief becomes a force that quietly shapes the path ahead.